Before we talk about software, I want to talk about a moment you'll probably recognise. It's that period after a contract is signed, but before the event actually happens. The sales team are relieved. The deal's done. Operations are just starting to feel uneasy, because that's when the questions start. What exactly have we promised? Has anyone checked this layout against fire routes? Do we actually know what equipment is coming on site? And who signed off the catering changes? That gap between a signed contract and a safe event is where most risk quietly lives. In many UK venues and hospitality businesses, operations managers lose weeks every year simply chasing information that already exists somewhere else in the business. Emails, attachments, old versions of plans, notes from site visits. It's not unusual for that to add up to the equivalent of 40 working days a year. That's time, cost, and stress. But more importantly, it's exposure. What we see again and again is a disconnect between revenue and reality. Sales teams are doing their job, securing business, meeting targets, keeping pipelines full. Operations teams are doing theirs, delivering events safely, legally, and without incident. The problem isn't intent, it's that these two teams are often working in parallel, not together. So issues surface late, layouts that don't quite work, menus that trigger allergen risks, suppliers that haven't been vetted, conditions that don't align with your license or your safety management system. And when something goes wrong, I didn't know, is never a defence that stands up, whether that's under fire safety law, food safety legislation, or duty of care expectations. This is where our ECM Pre-Contract Module comes in. It's designed to move safety and compliance to the start of the conversation, not as a blocker, not as red tape, but as part of how you do good business. Before a deal is finalised, the right questions are asked. The right information is captured once. Sales and operations are working from the same facts, the same assumptions, the same risks. What that gives you is protection. Protection for your managers, who no longer feel like they're firefighting in silence. Protection for your business because commitments are realistic and defensible. And protection for your guests, contractors, and teams, which is what all of this ultimately comes down to. You don't have to choose between commercial success and safe delivery. You just need a single source of truth that both sides trust. Let's see how it works. What you're looking at here is a possible solution for you, a problem most UK venue and hospitality business recognises. It's the revenue versus reality gap. Sales teams are rightly focused on winning business. Operations teams are focused on delivering events safely, legally, and without incident. The issue is that in most organisations, these two worlds don't properly connect until after the contract is signed, when risk is already locked in. This is where SafetyDocs ECM changes the conversation. What you're seeing on screen is our pipeline. It looks familiar, but it behaves very differently. This isn't just a compliance workflow, it's an early warning system for your venue. Everything starts here at customer enquiry. When a lead is added, the sales team aren't just opening a deal, they're opening visibility. Operations can immediately see who the client is, what they've done before, and what conversations are already taking place. No chasing emails, no second-hand summaries, no surprises later. At this stage, engagement begins quietly but effectively. Operations can review capacity assumptions, flag allergen or menu complexity, and identify potential safety or licensing issues before a proposal ever goes out. That's how Friday afternoon panics disappear. That's how I didn't know stops being part of the culture. Now watch what happens as the deal progresses. When the card moves to the next stage, SafetyDocs ECM does the heavy lifting in the background. Stage movement triggers automation. The client can be automatically asked for their survey. The The kitchen team is notified about a bespoke menu request. The operations manager receives a task to review the fire risk assessment. Nothing is manual, nothing is forgotten, and nothing relies on memory or goodwill. Every team sees what they need, reminders happen automatically, and accountability is built in. By bringing revenue and reality into the same pipeline, you're not adding process, you're removing risk, you're aligning teams early, you're protecting your managers, and you're making sure every promise sold is one that can be delivered safely and compliantly. That's what SafetyDocs ECM is designed to do. Because when sales and operations talk early, your business stays protected.